Okay, ready? All right.
Why are there valuable spots in the game like PokeStops and gyms in a cemetery?
Okay, so how this kind of works is these are user-submitted geolocations. These are user-submitted hotspots from a previous game called Ingress, also made by the same company that made Pokemon Go. So these hotspots have been submitted by users and been approved by the company itself. It's kind of strange that a cemetery would be, a hotspot for a Pokestop or a gym, but these are user submitted, and basically the company, with millions and millions of these hotspots around the world, they're basically just reviewing them, and if they think it's a relatively safe location, they're going to give the thumbs up and make sure it's in the game. Oh, not okay. I can just give my fingerprint.
Okay. And how are these spots chosen?
So they're not the spots aren't picked by the game. The spots are picked by users from a previous game owned by the same company. There was a game called Ingress where users would submit hotspots, and then Niantic, the company that owns Pokemon Go and runs Pokemon Go, then used these hotspots from all around the world and basically used them in their new game, Pokemon Go. And there's been some problems with it. Obviously, you don't want kids roaming around in a cemetery. That's not exactly, I think what the game developers had in mind. But to have millions and millions of hotspots around the world in so many different countries and in places like Mobile, Alabama, or really anywhere, you need help from the community, from the gaming community, and they've done their part to submit places in real life that they think would be good for gamers to come together, and that was through that game, Ingress, that was owned by the same company that runs Pokemon Go.
Now, this is one I just kind of made up. So why do you think they would just use similar ones from the same game? Do you think it might have just been easier to do that, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way for an original game like Pokemon Go for them to start the game out with no hotspots. So really what they had to do was they had to borrow the hotspots from a previous game, and they were lucky enough to have a game in Ingress that had these countless number of hotspots around the country in just about every city you can imagine, and they tapped into that resource that they had, and they borrowed all of the hotspots from the first game into the second game. The second game, of course, being Pokemon Go. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and then.
Is there a third question?
No, these were the only ones, but is there anything else you'd like to add? Think that we would like to know?
No, I mean it's really bizarre that a cemetery would be a gym in Pokemon Go. I mean, definitely one of the stranger occurrences that we've heard. But again, these are coming from the gaming community. These are coming from users who submitted this for a previous game under that same company umbrella, Niantic, who is the developer for Pokemon Go. So it's from the gaming community. But Niantic, that company, they did approve it. They did check off that this was a safe location for a potential Pokemon Go hotspot, and so really that's why we have that particular cemetery as a Pokemon Go hotspot.
All right.
Good?
Good to go.
Okay, so we need to get this clip to